Hello and welcome to another week of playing Pauper. This week's deck is an aggressive mono blue deck, which is pretty much unheard of outside of mono blue Delver. And this deck, like mono blue Delver, also plays the full 4 Delver secrets, but it plays a different variation of creatures and spells in order to try to win as quickly as possible. Less of a tempo deck, more of an aggro deck. So the creatures in the deck include the aforementioned Delvers, 4 Phantasmal Bear, 1 mana 2/2, 3 Drifter Ildal, which is a 1 mana 2/1 unblockable most of the time, since almost no opponents ever play shadow creatures. However, it does have a steep upkeep cost. And 4 Elusive Spellfist that we combo with tons of cheap spells to try to get in for lots of damage. We also play 2 Stitch Drake as a top end to the creature curve, just another evasive threat. And if we have no creatures in our graveyard by the time we're ready to cast this, that means that our creatures have probably survived and got in for a lot of damage, so it's not awful when it doesn't work. For some of our interaction, we have a counterspell, 3 Dazes. Daze is better than counterspell in this deck because we often want to pay the alternate cost and return an island to our hand. We want our things to be as cheap as possible so we can dump our hand. 4 Vapor Snack for moving blockers out of the way. 2 Gut Shot, also for moving small creatures out of the way. It's also a 0 mana spell for the Elusive Spellfist. Other, more odd interaction includes Piracy Charm, which can be used to get unblockable against blue decks, get an extra 2 points of damage, with the +2/-1 effect on a creature, or make your opponent discard a card. And we have a single mutagenic growth for getting in for extra damage. We also have a lot of card draw to refill our hand and draw exactly what we need so we don't have too few lands or too many lands. 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain. These are also good for flipping Delver secrets by setting up the top of our deck. And we also have 3 Gush and an Ideas Unbound. These give us powerful card draw engines at a bit of a drawback. Gush sets back our land count, and Ideas Unbound is technically card disadvantage. The way you make Ideas Unbound worth it is you either play it and then you dump your hand, so you have 0 or 1 cards to discard, hopefully. You can also combo it with Gush, cast a Gush, cash an Ideas Unbound, and then the 3 cards you end up discarding are extra lands you don't need that you returned with the Gush. Out of the sideboard, we have some counter magic, 3 Hydroblast against red decks, 2 Spell Pierce against non-creature spell decks, 2 Counterspell as a regular counter, and a Dispel. We also have some anti-artifact cards with 1 Annul and 1 Steel Sabotage. Some more interaction with a Gut Shot and an Echoing Truth. Anti-Graveyard with Relic. Another threat with Stormbound Geist, particularly good versus flying creatures. And a Serrated Arrows against decks with a lot of 1 toughness things. All in all, it's like a less consistent mono blue Delver list, but it has the potential to win quicker and be a little bit more fun. Credit to Mensis on Magic Online for 5-0ing a few times with a deck list similar to this. Without further ado, let's get to the matches and see how we do.